In a quiet nursery, an antique music box waited on a shelf by the window. The night outside wore a velvet blue, and a warm lamp cast a gentle halo around the wood. Inside the box, a drowsy ballerina stood on a tiny stage of velvet red. Her dress fluttered with a soft, almost inaudible sigh, and her eyes closed just a little at the corners, as if she could drift away any moment. A gentle winding key lay at the front, smooth as a seashell and warm to the touch. A kind music note shimmered near the rim, a soft curlicue of light wearing a small smile. When the lid opened with a whispered sigh, the room filled with a calm, sleepy melody, and the air felt lightly scented with lavender and cotton. The drowsy ballerina opened her eyes to the scent of night and the hush of still air. She yawned a tiny velvet yawn, and with a slow, dreamy movement, she stepped forward on her stage. The winding key above began to glow a pale gold, not bright, only gentle, as if the box itself were breathing with the beat of a quiet heart. The kind music note drifted on a warm current of air, circling the ballerina with a soft lullaby, whispering of journeys made with care and returning home with calm. The tune grew deeper, smoother, and more kind, and the night itself seemed to tilt toward rest. Together they began a journey, not across hills or oceans, but through a landscape of soft light and friendly sounds. The music note led with a circle of twinkling stars, guiding the ballerina toward a gentle path of melody. The gentle winding key chimed softly, turning the world into a slow, comforting carousel of rhythm. They passed by fields of cushions and rivers of satin, soft blankets, by pillows puffed with warm breath, by trees whose leaves sang quiet melodies. Every step, every glide was slow and sure, a careful dance toward home. The journey felt as comforting as a quiet bedtime story told again and again with the same soft words. On their way, the room changed with subtle signs of sleep. The lamp narrowed its glow, and the air grew sweeter, filled with the scent of vanilla and rain-kissed linen. The drowsy ballerina moved with a gentle, continuous grace, as if listening to a lullaby only she could hear. The kind music note floated ahead, tracing a pale ribbon of melody that braided through the air like a friendly thread. The gentle winding key hummed in a steady, reassuring rhythm, turning the world at a patient pace. They saw a moon made of silver threads and stars shaped like little bells, and every image whispered, soft, peaceful, almost home. Soon, they reached a quiet meadow inside the music box, where the ground was a carpet of velvet dusk, and the breeze carried the soft scent of chalk-white clouds. The meadow opened toward a cradle rim, curved and safe, where a tiny rocking movement could be felt beneath the stage. The drowsy ballerina stepped into the cradle and touched the edge with her fingertips, listening to the lull of the melody that had brought her here. The gentle winding key settled still, its warmth a small candle in the night. The kind music note sang a final note of welcome, a gentle invitation to rest. The journey home began to slow, until it was almost not moving at all, like a heartbeat easing into a peaceful sigh. The ballerina lay down on a soft velvet pillow within the cradle, curling into a calm little ball of train of thought and dream. The music note drifted close, its glow settling at her side, a touch of sunlit pearl. The winding key kept its gentle watch, turning just enough to keep the lullaby alive, but not enough to wake. Outside, the room kept its warm, quiet rhythm, and the night wore a blanket of stars that blinked slowly, 1, 2, 3, and then sleep. In the hush between tunes, the drowsy ballerina and the kind music note shared a moment of stillness that felt like a bedtime kiss. They listened to the soft ticking of the clock, the soft rustle of the curtains, the quiet breath of the house as it settled in for night. The box's lid rested nearby, cupping the glimmering light and keeping the memory of the journey safe. The winding key lay calm and patient, a friend who knew that home is not a place, but a tender sense of belonging that warms the heart. The note's final whisper glowed with reassurance. You are loved, you are safe, you are home. The music box slowed, the world grew still, and the night listened with them. The drowsy ballerina yielded to sleep. The music note settled into a soft, snug corner, and the winding key rested with a quiet sigh. Gentle sounds drifted like a sea of soft rain, and every breath became slower, calmer, sweeter. And in that warm, quiet moment, they drifted together toward dreams, a peaceful horizon of rest, a soft bedtime glow, a slow, gentle return to dreamland. And then they slept deeply, peacefully together.